Thank you for joining me today to learn more about the ATTO XstreamCORE 8100T. My name is Matt Mercurio and I'm a Senior Customer Engineer with ATTO Technology. Over the course of this presentation, you will learn how to take advantage of your existing Ethernet infrastructure to deploy shared connectivity to tape libraries so that you can simplify backup and recovery while preserving investments and meeting compliance and modern data protection needs. The digital explosion of the modern age is showing no signs of slowing down. There are numerous drivers of this continuous growth, from media and entertainment to Internet of Things, healthcare to surveillance. A lot of structured and unstructured data is generated, pushing the need for smarter and efficient data management and data protection practices, requiring robust storage and improved methods for accessing that stored data. At the center of today's discussion is tape. Tape storage remains as a very reliable, cost-effective solution in the storage tier for backup, long-term archiving, and compliance, providing secure, scalable, and sustainable data storage and protection for business, enterprise, and IT organizations of all sizes. The two main tape connectivity options that are available today are SAS and Fibre Channel, both offering distinct advantages in terms of performance, scalability, and integration into existing infrastructure. Let's get a better understanding of these two prominent interfaces for tape connectivity, evaluating both the pros and cons of each. Your choice in tape connectivity is dependent on your overall IT topology, archiving requirements, and your budget. SAS tape connectivity is best for installations where the backup server is in close proximity to the tape system, typically small to mid-sized libraries. SAS tape has the lowest entry costs and is the easiest to configure of these two connectivity options, but SAS connectivity also has some disadvantages. The most obvious being that you have a limited cable distance between your backup server and the tape storage. As your storage requirements grow, scaling SAS tape storage also becomes more difficult as additional SAS adapters and backup servers are needed to handle the additional data, and connecting larger libraries come with a whole new set of challenges as well. Lastly, SAS tape is not easily shareable across multiple backup servers. Fibre channel tape connectivity, on the other hand, addresses some of the shortcomings of SAS, although it comes at a much higher cost. The Fibre Channel protocol is designed from the ground up to be shareable and can maintain performance over the storage area network with the ability to go over much longer distances. But Fibre Channel does require Fibre Channel expertise and a Fibre Channel infrastructure, including expensive Fibre Channel switches and cabling. Each Fibre Channel tape drive requires at least one switch port connection, which can get costly as your storage requirements grow. So, direct attach SAS is good, but has its limitations. Fibre channel solutions are more robust, but not everyone has the infrastructure, expertise, or the capital. Today, we are introducing a third connectivity option, Ethernet. The ATTO XstreamCORE 8100T brings the best of both SAS and Fibre channel connectivity. The XstreamCORE 8100T is a purpose-built device that enables SAS tape devices to connect seamlessly to your standard Ethernet network, delivering the scalability, flexibility, and shareability associated with Fibre channel tape solutions, but at a greatly reduced cost. This allows businesses and IT organizations to maximize their existing network infrastructure, enhance tape accessibility, and streamline backup and archiving workflows, all while reducing costs and complexity. The 8100T's small footprint is good for both desktop and rack installations. For tape connectivity, there is a single 12 gigabit mini SAS HD port that, when used with the proper fan-out cable, can connect up to 4 LTO5 and later tape drives, autoloaders, or libraries. For host connectivity, there are two 10 gigabit Ethernet ports in either optical SFP+ or RJ45 connection options. There is a single 1 gigabit Ethernet management port which you can use to access the firmware management utilities either via SSH or our web GUI via HTTPS. Within these management tools, you can modify IP, iSCSI, or other network settings to configure the 8100T for your environment, as well as access our enhanced diagnostic tools. The 8100T also supports transport layer retries, which is an important recovery mechanism in tape drives that is used to recover from an I/O error without manual intervention or application-level retries. Before we talk more about the 8100T, I would like to first talk about the iSCSI protocol. iSCSI stands for Internet Small Computer Systems Interface. It provides block-level access to storage devices by carrying SCSI commands over a TCP/IP network, which allows SCSI-based devices to appear as SAS targets to the host even though they are connected over Ethernet connections. This means that tape applications do not see any difference in the connection, and therefore, there is not any need for any special networking license in your software to operate your tape libraries over the network. In order for a host system to connect to iSCSI devices over the network, you have two options. You can use a hardware HBA initiator or a software initiator with an existing network adapter. The most popular is the software initiator because it does allow you to use any standard Ethernet adapter. Both Linux and Windows include a free iSCSI initiator software with their distributions. Therefore, for Windows and Linux-based systems, there is no added cost or licenses needed for the software. Unfortunately, macOS does not include a free initiator, but rest assured, ATTO XstreamCORE has you covered. XstreamCORE is a low-cost software iSCSI initiator for macOS systems. For more information on XstreamCORE, check out our website at ATTO.com. One of the key concerns with connecting your storage over Ethernet is the well-known issue of latency. The further apart the network nodes, the higher the latency, which can negatively affect overall tape drive performance. The ATTO XstreamCORE 8100T overcomes these obstacles through our latency management features like speed write and speed read. Since tape drives can only process one command at a time, their performance over the network will degrade over distance. Speed write and speed read are ATTO proprietary algorithms which allow us to queue a second command to the tape drive, reducing the latency between commands, which translates to higher performance over the network. With technology like this built into the XstreamCORE 8100T firmware, we can saturate the 10 gigabit Ethernet ports when performing I/O to 4 tape drives simultaneously. Now, I would like to talk about a really popular use case that could benefit from the 8100T, virtualization. Virtualization is everywhere today. In these environments, robust data protection is more critical than ever, ensuring business continuity and regulatory compliance. However, integrating traditional tape storage into virtualized infrastructures introduces unique complexities. Let's look at VMware as an example as we take a deeper dive into some of these complexities and how the 8100T could add significant benefits in such virtualized environments. One of the challenges that IT administrators have with VMware is that it does not support the use of direct path I/O to connect SAS tape drives to ESXi hosts. Put simply, you can't run your backup software on a virtual machine. A separate backup server is needed to manage the backups and restores, and tape servers are needed to connect to the tape drives and move data. Additional servers are required, which equals more licenses, more power, more cooling, more rack space, and more IT resources needed for deployment and management. Data must pass across the network to the tape servers to retrieve virtual machine data from the source data store, process it, and then deliver it to the target tape drives. This adds strain to the network infrastructure. So how does the ATTO XstreamCORE 8100T address these concerns? The XstreamCORE 8100T eliminates the need for separate physical backup and tape servers. You can now run your backup and tape servers on one or more virtual machines over an iSCSI Ethernet network, effectively managing data traffic across production local area networks and storage area networks. The 8100T will save time and resources as it is considerably easier to manage a bridge compared to servers' hardware and operating system updates. Lastly, with the 8100T, you are able to fully realize the benefits of vMotion with tape backup processes. This is not possible with traditional backup server solutions because they cannot run on a virtual machine. With the 8100T, you connect to it using the virtual machine's host operating system's iSCSI initiator. This means that when a virtual machine is moved to a different hypervisor, the host IQN name and mappings remain unchanged. So if a hypervisor needs to be taken offline for maintenance, vMotion can simply remap the tape drives to a different hypervisor without any interruptions to your backup or restore operations. Yes, you heard that correctly. You can vMotion your backup-based virtual machines while performing any backup or restore operation, and that backup or restore will continue on to completion. As we talked about in previous slides, since the 8100T is based on the iSCSI protocol, it means that devices presented can be shared. The 8100T can support up to 4 host iSCSI connections, which allow the user to distribute their backups across multiple servers or hypervisors, reducing your backup windows by increasing backup performance. Using the 8100T instead of physical servers can also reduce risk. For example, if a server fails, it must be replaced, delaying the backup window until it can be brought back online. This requires that you have a spare server which may need to be racked, which requires physical presence on site. This can be really difficult for remote sites. Once the server is installed, you then have to reinstall the operating system and the software. Even if you're just re-imaging, assuming that a server and software image exists, it will still take a lot of time. Lastly, if metadata is lost, reconstructing the data may take hours to days to re-inventory, and even if that metadata is backed up, that data needs to be restored and imported, which is also a time-consuming process. All this leads to a fairly large window of time where backups cannot be performed. By using the 8100T to run backups on multiple virtual machines, you reduce these risks because the 8100T always maintains a connection to the tape drives. And the added ability to run vMotion in cases of hypervisor maintenance or failure ensures that you're back online in minutes compared to hours or days. And finally, ATTO makes it easy to scale. As data grows, you don't need to carry out cumbersome upgrades or add additional backup servers. Just use ATTO bridges to connect to the additional tape drives and libraries at a fraction of the cost of adding additional servers. And since tape is now networked, you can easily move tape drives off-site for disaster recovery. If you are thinking of adding more tape drives or libraries into your environment, you can easily mount multiple 8100T bridges in the ATTO Flex Rack. The ATTO Flex Rack is a 1U rack-mountable shelf that can accommodate up to 4 8100T bridge units, making it ideal for space-efficient deployments. Lastly, one of the key benefits of the bridge is simplicity. The XstreamCORE 8100T makes deployment of tape storage fast and simple. With a user-friendly web-based GUI, you can reduce setup and configuration time significantly so that you're up and running in a matter of minutes. The device also captures vital diagnostics information with built-in intelligence monitoring so that you can avoid downtime by catching potential issues before they become failures. We have also incorporated access control mechanisms so that only authorized users and systems have permissions to configure, manage, and access the connected tape drives. This ensures that your backup ecosystem is secured and protected around the clock. The 8100T is now available through ATTO's authorized distribution partners and reseller network worldwide. We offer 2 different SKUs. one suited for optical fiber-based infrastructure and the other for RJ45 copper-based, ensuring compatibility with your existing network. Well, that brings us to the end of the session. If you have any questions or concern regarding this presentation, please feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed in this slide. If you would like to learn more about the 8100T and other ATTO products, head right to our website by scanning the QR code provided here. Thank you for joining us.